Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Historical Humans Reacts. And today we are looking in Peru, going down to South America at the Chancay culture, which is a predecessor to the Inca that were later incorporated into them. But we're looking at a burial, a prehistoric burial.
Yes, today's exhibit comes from the Huaral province of Peru, um, and from the Chancay culture, which is uh, pre-Hispanic civilization, obviously, because they do later become a part of the Incan Empire. These people lived on the central coast of Peru, from around 1000 AD to 1470. Um, the tomb in question today is from a cemetery in the Chancay Valley. Um, and this cemetery appears to have been in operation for almost the entirety of what is believed to be Chancay's operational history as a culture, so about 1000 to 1400 CE.
That's a long time for one cemetery. Must
Yeah.
be a lot of bodies there.
Well, I know as of right now they have excavated 80 other burials at this specific cemetery. And what's kind of interesting about this is these graves are not how people would normally probably picture a grave where it's just the body. No, a lot of cultures would add what are called grave goods and they would bury a lot of stuff with the bodies, and that can give us a really good insight into the culture, into the lives, into even to some degree the belief system of the cultures. And that's one of the things that they talk about a lot with this specific burial, noting that there's actually a wooden oar that was buried with it, which you can actually see here in the back corner of the excavation.
Yeah, it's the only one of its kind ever found in as a funerary object. Um, they have excavated 80 other burials here. This is the first time someone was buried with an oar, which honestly that's always fun when you find something that's not been used as a grave good before being used as a grave good. But
Man must have been a fisherman
yeah,
or an Olympic or like an Olympic oarsman. Like I like to imagine that. Like they just had
yeah,
like rowing contests, and this man was just number one or woman, I guess.
yeah. I'm going to anger one of my first ever archaeology professors, majorly here, because I just love how he has with him also not one, not two, not even three, but four sacrificed llamas.
Yeah, just that's
And I got yelled at so often for saying llamas like an American and
not
not like supposed
llamas.
to.
How are you supposed to say it?
I'm not telling you.
Probably llamas, which in Spanish the
Yep.
double L makes a Y sound.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Um,
Yep.
but the other interesting thing, and the part that I find kind of interesting that you just skipped past, was the man was found with a bunch of other remains. There were five other people that appear to be sacrificed to be buried alongside him, and it suggests that it could be relatives, children's, or even servants.
Well, I didn't skip that. You skipped that when you went to talk about the ore first.
Well, the ore's
Because we're going,
the thing that
if we're
points out the
going back,
most. You're
if
talking
we're going
sacrifices.
if we're well, I'll just talk about that. He's got four llamas. All right,
Well,
that's just
had.
Well, no,
not
he's in the
there.
afterlife now, so he
They're
still has them.
they are
Oh,
there to
okay.
serve in the afterlife, along with the six people on the 25 jars. Which, yeah, jars, most common grave good. We love them, because not only are they very useful, they have a ton of information from what is contained within the jars, from what shape the jars are, from what the art on the outside of the jars is, the quality of it, the clay. Um, Jars are archaeologists' favorite grave goods, and that's just you don't even have to like ceramics. You just know like because the
Oh,
jar
I'm
has
not
all
a
the
fan of
information.
ceramics.
So I know you mentioned the llamas. I would like to mention the guinea pigs that were sacrificed in this too.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my god, you need an overnight meal with
well,
on the way to the afterlife. Are
that's
you
seriously what
kidding
it is. They sent food with them. They would send corn. They would have fruit, cotton seeds. They would have all sorts of things that you can use in the afterlife. And in this instance, Yeah, they had the llamas to help you transport, they had the servants to help you, but you also needed food in the afterlife. And the thing that I think people may not know or have
Yeah.
heard before is that guinea pigs, in their small size, made for a really great travel snack.
Yeah, it's a travel meal. It's a great way to keep your protein up when traveling. It's just like
You
it's
know
like
the joke
you
that
gave them a TV dinner. Gosh.
you know the joke that guinea pigs, anyone who ever owns one, they never die a normal like death. They always die in some weird way. I feel like this is where it started.
We're going on an adventure.
Just
Wow, we're visiting all this countryside. Wait, what are you doing? What? Oh no.
gener- generational trauma from 1,000 years ago.
Exactly. It's in their DNA at this point.
But
Yeah.
there's a lot of other interesting things that can be discovered or also studied with this. And this is where we really do get a great viewpoint into the lives and into the side of archaeology that very much borders on anthropology, because you're able to understand food. You're able to see the diet, what people ate, the types of meals that they would consume. You're able to see their funerary rites. You're able to see how they believe in the afterlife by some deductive reasoning. And even more so, you can see the things that they prized and that they thought were important enough to bury along with the dead.
Speaking of that, there's one thing that scares me the most in all of this,
What?
and I don't think it's gonna be what you think it is, Justin.
Not the six,
so-
not the 4 dead llamas, the 5 dead
no,
servants.
no. The man was buried with jars containing corn,
Yeah.
fruit, and cotton seeds.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, cotton seeds. Plantation crop.
Okay, but they did not have plantations in the way you assume at this point. This is predominantly subsistence farming.
We're
I love the ability just to say that and freak him out. It's so fun.
The antebellum South did not exist in Peru at this time. You will
But
not
it's
trigger
South
me.
America.
The Confederados are still 400 years away.
They're not even in this country. It's in Peru, not Brazil.
I know, but that's as close as they're gonna get to Peru.
All right. So my joke on Justin here aside, there is one thing that's very interesting that we did skip over, and I think it's important to point out. So Justin, this tomb is a sunken pit measuring 6 meters deep. Now, that is very, very deep for most of the American viewership out there. 6 meters is approximately 18 feet.
Yeah.
So I would actually say it's a little over 18 feet, given the conversion favors meters over yards.
Look, we don't talk about the non-freedom units used in every other place except for America.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you can't forget Myanmar. They use imperial.
Do they? Oh, yeah. I guess they count. I'm not gonna.
I think Liberia does too.
Liberia. There's a little bit of foreshadowing.
I didn't even mean for that.
Yeah, future podcast episode will be on Liberia. Come
So
this
subscribe
July, I
so you don't miss it.
Yeah. But yes, so it just the incredible amount of effort in this valley to go dig 18 feet straight down. It's not fun. It's not easy. There's not a lot of places where you can just do that. Soil tends to hit bedrock a lot shallower, at least in most of the places I lived.
Yeah, the few places I digged, you hit bedrock really quick.
You dig? You didn't dug?
Fuck you.
Anyways, on that rocky note, let's wrap it up. If you guys enjoyed watching, please leave a like, and like Aaron said before, subscribe if you want to see that episode on Liberia or any future videos. And yeah, be sure to check out some of our other videos listed down below. We'll see you guys in the next one.